Finished Manhwa recommendations. Have you ever read a story so incredible that you can never get hyped over another book again? Yeah, that is what these manhwas do. No cliffhangers, no waiting around to see what happens. Instead, the god-tier storytelling you could only find on the very first page to the very last. Into OP MCs, in revenge arcs, and insanity-level plot twists that can fry your brain, these manhwas will rip your heart and sew it back in the tear-filled chapters. Start with the most insane completed manhwa you will ever read that will make you wonder why you ever read unfinished ones. Moving on to the list is we have Martial King's Retired Life. What does the strongest martial artist in the world do when he or she simply wants to relax? The retired life of Martial King takes the conventional power fantasy and puts it upside down. Our MC is a fighting machine, but he just wants a lazy, drama-free life. So, he pretends to be weak, dumb, and clueless, but behind the scenes, he is a power broker, pulling wires and knocking off or destroying enemies. It is entirely filled with witty wit, misunderstandings, and a snob of protagonists way too clever and self-important. Or, do you like an OP characters who conceal their powers and make a mess out of everything without battling an eyelid? Wow, this is a pure banger. Next on the list is Superhuman Battlefield. 17 years ago, this absolute badass called Seo Moon Yeop saved the whole world and died in the process. Now, Korea is getting whipped in aespa VR fight and nobody remembers what a true hero looks like anymore. However, here is what happened. This madman has just risen out of the grave. I mean, I'm not going to pretend. This is not the first time that the story is being told. It is the dead hero who must prove himself once again and blah blah blah. However, this is what made me quite interested. These characters feels real. They also do not exist to make the MC look good. They all have their personalities and by chapter 100, you truly care about what happens to them. Action is bloody, the art is expressive, and the redemption narrative is bitterer than the things X gives you on Instagram. Every now and then you can get away with less revolutionary and more damn good storytelling. Next we have is the immortal emperor Luo Wuji has returned. Just picture how it would feel to be murdered by a closest, then reborn of vengeful bloodthirsty soul-powered immortal emperor. Luo Wuji is not here to be good anymore. He's back on Earth with godlike strength and is equipped with a scroll that can alter destiny itself. This manhwa begins with fiery vengeance, mad flexing, and the protagonist who tramples all the opponents as he steps on them like a paper. But one thing is, it is madly predictable. He never loses, girls fall over him all the time, and his ego is large and larger than the universe. Nevertheless, just in case you like overpowered MCs and chaos full of drama, here is your guilty pleasure. Next is The Live. Yoon-jae, an utterly ruined man whose wife and little girl were killed. This is not your standard sappy OP superhero thing. This guy is actually going through mental breakdowns in the first chapter. But then, this is where the absolute game begins. His journal contains one suspicious line. You can see them again. He is suddenly cast in a similar but parallel death game whereby only the last man standing has his wish granted. This is where it gets tricky and should have you doubting everything. This manhwa is awesome. We are talking of action here and there. The art is messy and unfinished, but gets the work done properly. It is either you will hate me or this completed manhwa will become your next obsession to read. Next is The Lord Doesn't Matter. This one is just insane and no one is talking about it. Imagine yourself being born the fourth son of a noble in a fantasy world where you think you can live it up with no one to bother you. But plot twist, you find that your very own father wants to sacrifice you so that his favorite son can have a better reputation. Lord Led is not the regular overpowered hero. He is literally struggling to stay alive against his blood in the Yongtian kingdom. His political plotting is brutal, and the way he crawls out of offering to possible lord is downright captivating. Warning though, the quality of the translation is questionable. There are also times when you lose panels and you have to go out of your way to figure it out. But honestly, that only helps to build the suspense further and makes each revelation sting more. So, do you enjoy reading kingdom building with family betrayal? Then it is a manga that will blast your mind. Next on the list is we have the rebirth of an 8th Circle wizard. Henry Morris, the greatest mage of the 8th Circle in the Empire, who has his head cut by a king under the pretense of some treason. However, he awakens in the body of a talentless son of some baron, and this is where it gets spicy. The men who killed him are alive and kicking in the same timeline, unlike in most versions of Reincarnation. This sounds all set up for revenge, doesn't it? Wrong. Our MC is a calm, accepting old man one moment and an angry, condescending brat the next. The change in character is so abrupt that it'll leave you with a whiplash. However, the magic system is total shit. Want a better physique? Simple meditate, bro. Low stamina? Magic is a solution to all things. The author basically told logic to get out and made magic the solution to all the problems. Honestly, spare your hours and read other stuff. Next is the story of a low-ranked soldier becoming a monarch. Chris was once a one-armed mercenary who has faced a tough life in the past. However, one day he wakes up at his younger body, which has both arms and has a second opportunity of doing everything right. Now, he's equipped to change his destiny, save his friends, and become a master of his life. It is a good story with amazing character development, and the protagonist is highly likable. The art is not that great and some battle seems hasty, but the storyline keeps you on the edge of a seat, and this is probably a story that you should watch in case you enjoy underdog stories which touch your hearts. Next is the sweet life of a Reincarnation pro. This ain't your usual overpowered Reincarnated MC flexes for 100 chapters manhwa. Ariel has been reincarnated 100 damn times in magic worlds, science fiction dimensions and Miriam lands, and enough is enough. This dude needs some rest. There are no saving kingdoms, no wicked payback, it is just coin, chilling, and low-key. Yet of course, there is always drama that finds him. So, what is different about this hit? It has nothing to do with power fantasy, it is about strategy. Ariel is smart, slow, and smooth in the process of piling gold like a fantasy world Elon Musk. It involves building territory, actual kingdom, and actual development. This Reincarnation Pro is your new best friend in case you are sick of brainless MCs blindly swinging the swords. Moving on, we have the tutorial tower of the advanced player. Imagine being forced to spend 12 years of your life in one. That is the life story of Hyunwoo Kim. He gets trapped with a load of respawning monsters in a tower and spends day after day grinding levels across more than 1300 runs until he literally breaks the game. Then, in one night, he's free, and he's no longer just a super powerful player. He's a virtual living cheat code. He wants revenge, and he wants to know why he was cursed. By the time he goes outside, the situation outside the tower has changed. Everything is in the hands of guilds now, and hunters become celebrities. They are now anticipating anything that he brings to the table. If you want some tower manhwa, then you can definitely read this. Next is Versatile Mage. Mofan, an ordinary poor student until he finds the strange necklace and upon awakening finds himself in a place where magic overrules everything. But this is what makes complete madness, because whereas everybody in the world is an incapacitated one and it has one component, this freaking insane human being is able to utilize multiple components. Fire, lightning, earth, whatever you call. He is practically the avatar or every elements. The pacing can be savage and you will have to read bites in order to not to go mad at the cliff. His crippled sister, his poor father, and the teacher who think he is still a trash. They are still all there, which makes this emotional roller coaster feels completely different. This one is a straight banger.